I handed Sadie $15,000 in exchange for the video and her face lit up with delight. Miss Marlowe, good people like you deserve good fortune. Wasting no time, I dialed the police to report the incident. They dispatched officers to the club to collect evidence and I provided them with my injury report. However, because the case was categorized as a family dispute, the most they could do was detain Maxime for a few days. Anything more would require me to take the matter to court. Complicating matters further, one of the accused, Maxime, was currently hospitalized and thus temporarily exempt from legal enforcement. Well, I was not in a hurry. With the time he spent recovering in the hospital, I ramped up my efforts to gather evidence against him. I consulted a lawyer to begin the process of dividing our marital property. I vowed that not a single cent of what belonged to me would fall into their hands. While I meticulously planned my next steps, Maxime remained blissfully oblivious, indulging himself in his paradise. He believed he had hidden his tracks well. The day he was discharged from the hospital, I had already emptied the house. Every trace of our shared past, the wedding photos, the love letters he once wrote, and the mementos we had chosen together were all gone. When he returned home, his fury was palpable as he stormed through the house calling my name. Sophie, you've gone too far. All I did was ask you to clean up the toilet. How dare you call the police? Are you insane? Do you know how much humiliation you've caused me? And forging injury reports. If you don't go to the police station and clear this up, we're getting divorced right now. He froze mid-round when his eyes landed on the barren walls of the living room. Where are our wedding photos? I turned to face him and answered indifferently, thrown away. You can use the space to enjoy your new source of happiness. When his gaze finally fell on my flat belly, his face turned pale in an instant. Honey, where is our child? I ran a hand over my now flat belly, my voice dripping with sarcasm as I replied, thanks to you, the child is gone. Killed by her own father. Maxime staggered back a few steps as though struck by a bolt of lightning. No way. You're lying to me. Are you still angry with me? By the way, the baby was already 7 months along. Premature babies can survive, right? With sudden hope, he rushed over, enveloping me in a tight embrace. I'm sorry, my love. I didn't know you were really going to give birth that day. I'm a man. When you peed your pants in public, I lost my face. Please forgive me. Where's the child? I want to see our child. He bolted toward the baby's room, his excitement palpable. Unfortunately, when he opened the door, the warm and lovely nursery we had decorated together was nowhere to be found. Instead, the room had been transformed into a small mourning space. A tiny urn rested on a table with the ultrasound photos of the baby placed beside it against the wall. Maxime's face contorted with disbelief. He let out a roar of rage. It's impossible. I don't believe it. The doctor said our child was healthy. How could she have died? You're lying to me. This is revenge, isn't it? I could not help but laugh bitterly at his absurdity. Do you remember how many times I begged you for help on New Year's Eve? If you had listened, if you had believed in me, the baby wouldn't have suffocated to death in my belly. Where were you when your wife and daughter were dying? You were out there cheating on me with another woman. Maxime, you are not human. Maxime looked at me with disbelief, still refusing to accept the truth. No, how could she be dead? In a daze, he stepped forward, reaching for my belly, but I avoided his touch. Don't touch me. You're filthy. I reached into my bag and pulled out the divorce agreement I had prepared earlier, handing it to him. I have plenty of evidence. You are the guilty party in this marriage. You'll take 70% of our shared property and you can have 30%. His breathing grew rapid and he stared at me in disbelief. You want a divorce? Our child is gone and you don't even want me anymore. He looked agitated, defending his actions with incoherent words. Sophie dear, you can't just deny me because of one mistake. We've been together for 7 years, supporting each other through everything. I was just lost for a moment. You can't throw everything away. You'll fire Lily, I swear. I will only have you in my life from now on, all right. What was the point of saying this now? I answered him coldly. Isn't this exactly what you wanted? Maxime shook his head with red eyes. No, that's not what I meant. I just wanted you to realize the importance of family. I want you to quit your job and be a happy little woman at home. I only used Lily to make you jealous, but I love you. Only you. I scoffed, my eyes full of sarcasm. You let Lily call you Max. You let her humiliate me in public and you slept with her. If this is your idea of love, it's disgusting. Because I'm an orphan, because I'm pregnant and because I lack love, you think it's okay to hurt me. You think I have nowhere to go, so I have no choice but to be at your mercy. Maxime, your love is disgusting. His voice cracked with bitterness and he clutched his head in his hands, tears swelling in his eyes. How did it come to this? I never meant to hurt you. I stared at him, completely unmoved. Sign it. Don't let things get worse. If we go through legal proceedings for this divorce, ITLL only hurt you and the company. He could not refute my words. From that day on, he began avoiding me, trying to get me to change my mind. The situation dragged on for a month until the paparazzi released intimate photos of him and Lily together. As long as he refused to divorce, I would make sure he paid a little more each day. The company's stock price plummeted and he had no choice but to give in. Seeing Maxime again, the once glamorous Mr. He now looked defeated and drained. Alright, I agree to the divorce, but if you sell your company shares, I want priority. He was still the Maxime I knew. If things could not be undone, at least minimize the damage. His regret now was not necessarily out of love but because he did not want his scandal to further harm the company's stock price. I regretted even more, having had the leverage in my hands and yet I let him take away most of my fortune so easily. Never question the truth, for it always changes. The boy I once loved had become a stranger, unrecognizable to me. Fine. In the end, I sold all the company's shares to Maxime at a 20% premium over the market price. A month later, we successfully obtained the divorce certificate. Afterward, I filed a lawsuit against Maxime for intentional injury. At the same time, someone anonymously posted the photos of Maxime and Lily entering the emergency room. Domestic violence, infidelity and miscarriage. Each accusation was enough to ruin Maxime's reputation. With the evidence our lawyers continued to gather, those involved in the violent incident at the club that day were sentenced to prison terms ranging from 3 to 24 months. Maxime, as the principal criminal, was sentenced to 2 years in prison, while one received a 6-month sentence. The things he had given to Lily were joint property, so I took him to court to reclaim them. Lily's life, once on the rise, plummeted into ruin. After the verdict, I bought large screens at bus stops and major shopping malls to broadcast it all. Maxime and Lily became notorious, like rats in the street, shouted at by all to be punished. Lily returned to her hometown to lead a simple, anonymous life, content with being ordinary after once experiencing the heights of prosperity. She had hoped to change her life through marriage, but each time, it worsened and her life became more miserable. As for Maxime, who was imprisoned and broken, his employees were left confused and uncertain. The partners refused to renew their contracts and the company quickly went bankrupt and liquidated. I hired the company's technical team and started a new venture, founding my own company. Life indeed is a long road, but my future still stretches ahead.